welcome back to my channel. This is Erica from Confessions of a Homeschooler, and today I'm going to do a review on the Homeschool in the Woods Passport, Project Passport history units. So we've already used one of these before. We did the Middle Ages and it was a lot of fun. They have some really cool printables and activities, and it really makes learning your history a much more hands-on and engaging experience. So I'm going to do a review today, kind of show you how I prep my year out for this, because in my opinion it does require some preparation. This isn't really like a open and go type of curriculum. It takes I spent today actually most of the afternoon printing all this, and then I had a help of one of my kiddos who sat by the printer, and I kind of tell them what to print and then, or what to put in, and then they kind of print it. So I would say you want to probably do a little prep work on this. So for today, we basically printed out all of this, and I'll kind of show you it a little bit closer in a little bit. So basically what you need for this curriculum is just some standard cardstock, just whatever the cheapest white cardstock you can get. I also purchased some of this parchment paper. There's a newspaper project and they kind of suggest that, and so it just makes it look a little bit more realistic. And here is that kind of printed out. Hopefully you can kind of see it's just regular parchment paper, nothing super fancy, but it gives their newspaper just a little more authentic feel. And then I also got a variety of colors of cardstock, and I just get it, wherever I can at my local, just, Walmart or Office Depot or whatever. This isn't sponsored by any of them or anything. I kind of just go for whatever's the most inexpensive, and so I did get some of these Astro Bright just because I think they're kind of fun and colorful. And then I do get 1 or 2 packs of just plain white cardstock, and then we also do go through quite a bit of just plain copy paper. And then as you're printing the curriculum, it does kind of suggest what to use, and they have pictures of everything as you're printing it, so I'll show you that in just a second, so you can kind of look and see what it's supposed to look like. And then as you're putting things in the printer, you can put in the correct color paper. It does help if you have a helper, if your computer isn't right next to your printer, which ours is not. And so I just would tell my daughter, hey, put in 3 sheets of the parchment paper. She would do that. I would print it. Hey, put in 3 pages of plain white cardstock. She would do that, and I would print it, put in, and put in color and whatnot. And so we spent all afternoon doing that. And I did not print out all of the activities for this DVD, but here is pretty much what they all look like. And this is for the entire ancient Egypt study. So I want to show you what it kind of looks like on the computer when you put this in, because how they set it up is really super easy, and it's really, it does take a bit to sit and print all of this, but it actually flows really quickly. They make it quite obvious what you should print, what color you should print it on, and all of that. And so it's not, it's not confusing at all. It just takes a little bit of time. So let's take a look, and I'll show you the inside of one of these DVDs, what it looks like, and how I kind of print it all out. Okay, so I wanted to kind of show you what it looks like. So I put this CD into my computer, and this is the Ancient Egypt one, and then it kind of just brings up this, opens up a web browser, and then it gives you a little bit of information on here, and then some things that you can read first. And all of this text is clickable, so you can click on it, you can open it in a new tab, however you want to kind of do it. But this basically has all the information that you need. So this travel tips just gives you some tips on doing the curriculum and that kind of thing, and you just kind of can go back and forth printing and all of that. The travel planner is like a quick stop itinerary. This is what I use for my teacher's manual, and it just tells me what we're going to do for each stop. So stop 1, this is what we're going to do, and it tells you everything that you need. It tells you which things you're going to be kind of working on. This one's like, oh, there's an audio listening. So it's really kind of user friendly as far as that goes. It's really easy to figure out what you're supposed to be doing each day. And then here are kind of a sequence of the stops if you want to just do a few at a time, or you can just scroll down through this. All of these text things are clickable or whatever. And so for example, my travel itinerary, I can click that, and that's going to open up the travel itinerary for me, my lesson plans and all of that. and you can just go through, and there's pictures as well, so that you can kind of see what you're going to be doing. There's instructions for everything. It actually makes it really super easy. So I print this out for me as my teacher's manual. And then when you go to print out the student items, there is a lot of printing and prep. So I do all of this before our school starts. So right now it's summertime, and I am actually getting all this prepared for the year. And so I just kind of go through and pick what we're going to do. You know, what we are going to skip. I do skip some things. There's timelines, mapping, and whatever. And all you have to do, let's find a good one here. Okay, so I really like the newspapers. They're a lot of fun. There's a photo here. You can just click right on that, and it'll bring up a picture of what that item should look like when it's done, which is really helpful because you can decide if you want to print it on white paper or colored paper or whatever. And then you can go through and click the sheets to print. And so I just click on one. Here's the sheet right here. I can print it on whatever kind of paper I want, and then I can just go back and print the second one. So for this one, I printed all the odd ones, flipped them over, stuck them back in my printer, and then printed all the easy even pages, so it was actually really easy. And you can kind of just do that all the way through. So here's another activity. You can kind of see what it looks like on there. This one looks like they want you to color them, so I would probably print that on white paper. And yeah, so on. And so I just work my way down these, checking the photos to see if it's something that we want to make or want to do. If it is, then I kind of take their clues. Here is an audio listening section, and when you get to the thing with headphones in your lesson plans, you'll see that, and you can just click on this and it'll play the audio listening MP3 for you. So it's really super easy, but I just wanted to kind of show you what they look like. So it makes it really easy to go through. Now it is a lot of printing and prep work on your part, but it is definitely worth it to go through and do this prior, because it just, you don't want to be trying to print all this stuff up while you're trying to do lessons and say, okay, what are we doing today? And then try and run to your printer and print everything out. I try and I don't print everything. I print just what I think that we're going to want to be doing. We do the reading, and then I'll just pick and choose some activities. And I'll just say, okay, I need to print this on yellow and the inside page is on white. And then when you go through and click on them to print, it's really easy to tell what you're doing. So I just work my way down the CD. You can print off as much or as little as you want, and this basically just includes all of the stops, the lessons, and it's all in order, so it's easy to get when you're back up here at the top. Say you're halfway through your school year and you need to do the audio listening for step 6. You can just click right there on step 6. It brings you right down here to step 6, and here's the items for it. So you can kind of do it on the fly. The CD is really super easy to use. I just highly recommend planning ahead a little bit, but the way that it's laid out on here is really user-friendly. They tell you everything you need to know and what you're going to be doing and what it's going to look like and all of that kind of stuff. If there's craft projects, they tell you what it'll look like when you're done. They tell you suggestions on, you know, paper, but you can kind of see it on here and all of that. So anyways, that's what the inside of the CD looks like when you put it into your computer, and it's just really easy to navigate through. Okay, so here's kind of the fruit of my labor. So here's the CD, and here's kind of some of the samples of items that you're going to print out off the back. And I didn't print out everything, and just so you know, this is kind of what it ends up looking like. So this is our year pretty much ready to go. I printed out a couple copies because I'm going to do it with more than one of my kiddos, and we just used this kind of fun parchment paper, a combination of white cardstock, colored cardstock, and then some of it's just printed on plain white paper. And so I just kind of copy their pictures. So if, you know, usually the outsides of things are the colors and then the inside pages are white. So anyways, I just kind of copied their example of what color they printed things on and went from there. But this is all ready, and all I do is just, as you can see, kind of alternate directions of the activities. And then on the bottom corner of all of them, there's a little tiny number down here, right there, and that tells you what lesson it is, and also that's referred to in the teacher's manual as well. So you know exactly what to pull out for each lesson. But anyways, here's what my kind of prep looks like, and then I just stick this all in like a folder in my teacher's cabinet, and then as we go through the lessons, I just pull out the next thing, and it's really easy. You certainly don't have to print out all this like I did in advance, but when our school year starts going, it gets crazy, and it's just easier to have everything ready to go so that I can just easily. And then for the paper, just in case any of you are curious, I just get the cheapest white cardstock I can find. So nothing heavy, just something that's a little bit thicker than copy paper. We also just got a package of this parchment paper. Again, I kind of just get whatever's the least expensive, but this kind of has that newspaper feel to it. And then I also used these Astro Brights, and you can get cardstock or you can get it in paper. And they just have some fun colors, but you can really just use any paper that you want. They do give you a selection of you know, like recommended resources or whatever that you need to print things on, but you can certainly print everything on plain copy paper if you wanted, and then you know, just have your kids color it and stuff like that. So this is pretty much what our finished setup looks like, and then I just still need to print up my teacher's manual, and I usually just print it, put it in a 3-ring binder, and you know, just stick it in my teacher's manual area, and then if there's anything that needs to be listened to or whatever, then I'll pull this out. But I don't usually work off of this, but you totally could do that too if you wanted to save money and not print out the teacher's manual. So we've done a few activities already, and I just wanted to kind of show you what they are. So this is the cover, and then we created this lap book, and I did a 3-fold lap book. So basically it's just 3 file folders kind of glued together right here, and then it all just kind of goes together. So I just kind of wanted to show you a little bit of some of the activities that we've done so far. So there's this kind of spinner where they learned about different jobs. Here's some information on mummies and the different types and how they were buried and all of that kind of thing. This one has to do with the Egyptian calendar. And all of these, like I said, all of this printable material is on the DVD that I just showed you. And so each time you do an assignment, there's kind of like an accompanying lap book that goes with it. And so they're all just kind of different. You don't have to do them all. You can kind of pick and choose what you want to do. You know, they can be a little bit overwhelming. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. So we definitely don't do everything. We kind of pick and choose, and then we do the newspaper just because it's kind of fun. So I don't do every single activity that they have in here because it just ends up being kind of a lot. But that's what the lap book looks like, and then you just add to it as you go throughout your year, and you can do what you want and skip what you want, and it's really easy. All right, so that's how I schedule out our year. We do really love these units. They're a lot of fun. My kids really enjoy making all of the projects that go along with it, and they look forward to doing it. Not only is it fun, but I think it helps them remember the material that they've studied as well. There is some reading in here. I do print out the teacher's manual, and I just put it in a 3-ring binder, and then it's easy for me to flip through and see. I just keep this in with my teacher's manuals. I don't work off of this. If we do have like an audio listening thing or whatever, I'll just grab the CD and put it in really quick and we'll listen to it. But otherwise, I do have everything printed off. But if you wanted to save on printing, you could leave the teacher's manual on here and just you know, open it up like every day or whatever as you would on your computer, and that might save a little bit of printing. But I do prepare the entire year in advance just so that when we get to that lesson, all I have to do is pull it out. It's super fast and easy for me, and with everything else going on during school, I don't really have a whole lot of time to have people, oh wait just a second and I'll go print out all of this, because it takes at least a good, you know, 10 or so minutes just to get the paper in the right way and all that kind of stuff, and then you've got kids waiting for you and whatever. But if you wanted to, you could certainly print them out lesson by lesson. I just choose to prepare it all in advance. I really think it goes a lot easier. So anyways, that's how we use this. We do like it. We are excited to use it this year. All of my kids were really excited when I told them that we got some more of these to look at. So they were really excited to do them for the year. So I do enjoy these units. They are suggested to do, I think they give you like a month calendar, and you're supposed to do it every day, and so each one of these DVDs or CDs is basically like a month's worth of work. I actually spread it out farther than that. Trying to go through one of these in 1 month seems really ambitious to me, and with the amount of other things that we have going on, we just it just works out better for us to kind of scoot out the lessons. This is super flexible, so you can do lesson 1 today, lesson 2 tomorrow, you know, skip a day, lesson 3, you can do it 2 times a week, 3 times a week, whatever. You can really adjust these to fit your schedule. You don't have to go off theirs, but they do include one if you want to follow their suggestions. So anyways, that's my review of this. We love these. They're super fun and engaging and hands-on. There's a lot of cool activities and things to build, and I'll be posting pictures of our progress on my social media. So if you don't already follow me on Instagram, I would definitely suggest that. I'll put a link for that below. And that's where I post all of our daily kind of, hey, here's what we're doing, hey, check out this thing we made or whatever. So you'll be seeing pictures of this curriculum in action as we go throughout our year, so make sure to follow me over there. So I hope you enjoyed this review. If you have any questions or comments, make sure to leave them below. I will also put all of my contact information below as well. Thank you so much for watching me today, and I will see you next time.